A few months ago, I started working on a project. The first version is now complete, so let me introduce you to my drawing prompt randomizer 1.0. Well, hello there, I'm Détroit. I present to you Détroit's drawing prompt randomizer. Because my goal today is to draw with ink, I'll just click randomize and see what I get. I'll explain how the interface works a bit later. Stay tuned to hear more and subscribe. Alright, drawing in a sketchbook with a cross fountain pen in a muscle-like style. Here I go. Oh, by the way, some of the prompts in there might be things that only I can understand, like muscle-like. Sometimes it's hard to explain an abstract style. Here I'm thinking of the look of muscle fibers kinda being pulled from the bone. You'll see what I mean. So about the idea for the interface. As you may know, I'm a scientist by day and artist by night. Or by day too, just not during working hours. Since I do a lot of Python programming for data treatment and measurements for work, I was wondering how I could put that knowledge to use in art. There are a lot of drawing prompt pickers on the internet, but none seemed to match what I wanted, so I made my own. Tell me in the comments if you want a code review video where I go in detail about how I design the interface and the features. Or maybe I might split the code explanation in a few parts of different videos. Tell me what you prefer, or if code bores you completely, which I could understand. The goal with this interface is to choose what I want to include in a drawing. All the prompts are written in a text file, which you can choose by browsing your computer, if you want to make certain presets, for example, and you can view the prompts too. You can also modify the lines in a table in a pop-up window and then save them to the same file to keep your modifications in the future. Finally, you can check which category you want to randomize, allowing you to fully customize the generator. I draw both digitally and with ink, and my interest spans a lot of different art styles, and I really mean a lot. With this prompt, I can randomly choose a type of drawing. I decided to separate digital prompts and ink prompts, for example, because some of them wouldn't mix well, like colors. While I was working on the code, I already implemented quite a few features that I think are useful. I'm thinking of more for the future, but for now it works and it's enough. The rest will just be bonuses. There are two features I want to talk a bit more about. The first is about choosing the text file. This is a bit of code I stole from Stack Overflow a while ago for work purposes, but I like it a lot and I think it makes the entire interface much better. So basically, like any Windows application, there's a file option in the menu bar at the top of the window. From that, there's just one button for now, and it is the option to browse your computer to search for text files and use them. As I said, I separated ink prompts and digital prompts, but I can also create a text file for pencil or paint or whatever I want in the future. And it's completely separated from the code, in the sense that nowhere in the code do I need to type something to use a file. Just launching the interface, you can make it work. There's no need to find the directory or modify the Python code. When you choose a prompt file, it is automatically read and the prompts are directly put into the interface, like the categories for example, or the table to view the prompts. Unless the format of the file is wrong, of course. I think I will work a bit more on that in the future to make it more accessible, or maybe to make it read Excel files as well, for example. The way it is now, in the text file, each line starts with the category name, followed by the prompts, and all is separated by commas. My code reads each line independently and separates the prompts according to the commas. The way the table and the modifying features are, you can't change the name of a category from the interface, and you can't add a category either. These changes require opening the text file separately. So that's to look forward to in the future. I just did what was easier in the moment to make it work. Again, this is version 1.0. The reason I found it easier at first was because the prompt list might not be of equal length for each category, and this was a way to work around the problems. Also, having a uniform syntax for the file makes it easier to save the modifications to text. Another thing I really like from the code and the interface is the checkbox option. This way, if you have a preference for, let's say, the art style, you can still randomize the rest, like choosing a landscape or a character. You could also randomize everything and just ignore what the program tells you, but I think it's neater that way. I don't have that much to say about it, or else I would need to go deeper into code explanation, so I'll leave it at that. Instead, let's talk about some things I want to do in the future. First of all, the one thing you might be asking yourself since the beginning of the video. Will you guys be able to use this randomizer at some point? The answer is yes, probably. I definitely want to make it accessible, but I don't know how for now. I don't want you guys to need a Python interpreter to be able to use it, because not everybody knows how to do that. So first, I would need to learn how to compile the program into an executable file. I have no idea how to do that since I run all my programs straight from Python, even for work. I could also put the code on GitHub, but that too is something I never did before. That would be nice if you guys could modify it to suit your needs. I want to make it so people can choose what they prefer, either have the code or simply the .exe file. If you know what I could do about that, please tell me in the comments. Also, I might keep modifying it until the end of time, so it would be nice to have a way to find the new version easily. The next thing I want to do with the code is work on the visuals. I am a visual artist after all. I just want the interface to be nice to look at, or at least nicer than the basic PyQt5 Fusion style. I kinda know how to include background images for each element, I just have to make them look nice and work on stuff like rescaling when you make the window bigger or smaller. I'll keep you posted, but remember to tell me in the comments in what form I should do that, either in small parts or make a full video on it. Quick words about the drawing now. As I said, I wanted to make that look like fiber muscles pulled from the bones. Judging by the form of what I did, I went for some sort of grim jellyfish, made all of exposed muscle and bone. Or it could be anything else, maybe less grim if you want it to be. So conclusion, I did do what the prompt randomizer told me to. I used the cross fountain pen on a sketchbook page and made a drawing in that muscle-like style that I used once in this other drawing. Just to show you what I meant by the jellyfish thing earlier, I made this Photoshop painting behind it. Do you see what I mean now? I guess it would have looked cooler with the skull for a head, wouldn't it? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that drawing process. That was actually a short one at about half an hour. Like the video and comment, that helps me to know what you want to see me draw, for example. Subscribe because I plan on making a lot more drawings for you, which you can then find on my Instagram at d3_sd, link in the description of course. Come chat with me on Twitter at d3, and I think that's all I needed to say. Have a good evening, see you soon. Bye!